RSL Nation? Welcome back to the Brews. Whoop.
Woo! Woo!
Well, you had to make that noise. That was funny. All right. Anyways, uh, Leagues Cup, Messi, RSL, rain, animals. There's a lot to go over.
Yeah, there are so many things, and might I say, you've said it so many times. This League's Cup, best thing ever.
It's been awesome. But before we do any of that, I need to ask you, how was your weekend?
Weekend was it was good. It was splendid. Um,
Splendid.
splendid. Kind of like Splenda. Like you put
Oh
you,
man.
you you never did that as a kid with some Splenda in your drink.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
you're not living the high life, I guess.
I didn't.
No, it was chill. I didn't really do much. Just been watching a lot of Leagues Cup, my friend. And might I say, it's been real. It's been awesome.
I'm
What about
digging it.
you have a good weekend?
So Saturday, I got to ref some. Most people will call it the Hispanic League, and man, they give you a run for your money. They,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, let's just say it was a hoot and a holler.
Well,
Ended with a fight.
ooh, that's a little feisty there.
Yep.
No,
So,
girls soccer for me started for refing last week, and both games that I had in my first game were a mercy rule, but one of those was a unfortunate own goal. So that's how refing started for this season for me.
well, I'm glad you had a little bit more chill mercy rule games, where mine was like they wanted to kill each other. So.
Yeah, I don't think that really happens in girls soccer for high school. So luckily,
It's okay. Well, it sounds like we had a pretty chill weekend for the most part.
oh,
Now,
absolutely.
let's get into the intense stuff. Because here on this show, we just dive right into everything. We don't even we don't mess around talking about knick-knack paddywhacks because really, if you're listening to the show, you're probably really serious about soccer.
You must be if you're listening to us.
I mean, we're pretty intense when it comes to soccer. But speaking of which, let's just get right into it. So, RSL had a game against Leon. But before that game, we qualified to play against Leon. The game was set for Friday, supposedly. And
So,
everyone was ready for Friday.
and might I just say, this added so much confusion on everybody's table. Like people were like, "It's Friday, it's Thursday, it's Friday, it's Thursday.
I mean,
Which one is it now?"
it was you even had RSL Communications saying, "Guys, the game's on Friday. Look on the Leagues Cup website, look on Wikipedia, look everywhere. It says Friday."
Yeah,
And we're
yeah.
like, "Cool." Next thing you know, Leagues Cup comes out and says, "Hey, guess what? It's Thursday." And everyone's
Freaking
like,
na- freaking national TV had to change it to Thursday at 8:30, which is a very late kickoff on FS1 and Unimas. So I will be grateful that it was on national TV.
I mean, yeah, it was supposed to be on national TV, but you also had because this game was also, I think they said it was part of the season ticket holder package. It was
Hmm.
one of their extra games that they get. Um, so a bunch of season ticket holders took advantage of the huge sale, the huge promotion that RSL did for them, and bought for
$15.
Friday.
$15.
$15 Friday. I mean, it sounded amazing, didn't it?
You can't go wrong with that. A,
Eh,
a, a good
I,
deal is a good deal.
well, I was gonna say on top of that, they allowed the season ticket holders to buy the same amount of tickets that they had season tickets for. So
That's
it was a cheap offer.
yeah, that's a cheap night to go watch a good team go play soccer.
Exactly. But then they changed it to Thursday. I mean, you saw the amount of comments and complaints on social media of the amount of people saying, I can't go on Thursday because I work. I can't go because I have plans, blah, 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 blah. So people were needing to sell their tickets. at that
Hmm.
point. My
Yeah,
first thought was the right's got to be empty.
yeah, yeah. But luckily, Thursday, the day that the game was, it was actually pretty full. You
It there's
you were you were there. I was
I
there.
I mean I happened to be there not with you but on another assignment which
That,
I'm not sure whether I'm allowed to say my assignment, but let's just say I was down in the locker rooms hallway area, and let me tell you, Thursday was busy.
yeah, yeah. So there were a lot of Leon fans. Good support on their behalf. There was like 80-85% green in the stadium.
It seemed like at warm-ups, I went out onto the field and I was like, holy cow, there's a lot of green in this stadium.
Yeah. So you see over no over there in the supporter section, the upper deck, they had a good standing section fans, and I was like very impressed, and I was like, we're not gonna be able to be louder than them at all in this game.
Well, yeah, and in fact, I'll talk about a moment later for Thursday that I thought was really cool. But when we're out all at warm-ups, the weather looked great. Blue skies, some clouds, but it
Yeah.
looked great.
Speaking of that, prior to heading over to the stadium, I refed another game. I was literally just down the street. I was over in Bingham, and me being dumb, I forgot to wear my sunscreen on Thursday, so I got a little toasty. So
You look like a tomato.
I looked like a tomato. And while I was there, I was like, it's gonna be a fine. It's gonna be a beautiful Thursday night. Yeah, nothing to worry about. But like you said, after warmups, that's when we get just the freaking dark clouds of death.
Well, so everyone's seen the pictures where it's like the light side, the dark side, and
Yeah.
I I swear, I did not see any of that coming when we were out at warmups. In fact,
No.
at about the game was supposed to kick off at 8:30.
Eight. Mm-hmm.
So 8:30 kickoff. At about 8:10, 8:15 is when I started seeing the clouds. I was like, mm.
Just all right here. It was just like I was
and
just like,
and I,
nope, nope.
and then all of a sudden I started hearing the administrators from the league, from the teams. They're all like, um, we're gonna be doing lightning delay. I'm like, oh crap. And I'm thinking, I'm hoping this is just one cell that goes through. Um,
Yeah.
Marcos, take us through what the flip happened.
Oh man. If you guys did not see already on our Instagram and our Twitter, it didn't just rain. It looked like holy cow. I have not seen that much rain in one time at all. It looked like it was hurricane season Thursday night in Utah. And the freaking pitch here at the Riot was not just flooded. It was a swimming pool. We had a field swimming pool where we had fans literally running onto the field. The security guards were nowhere to be found.
Yeah, with that, so we had a lightning delay. Once we hit lightning delay, about 20, 30 minutes later is when we started getting the sheets of rain, which there were people from Florida back there in the locker room hallway. They're saying this is similar to what a hurricane is like. This is how much rain falls with a hurricane.
Oh yeah.
Um, like you said, the field was full of, you can't even call them puddles. Just it
No.
was just lakes of
Pe-
water.
Fans were running onto the field and literally just doing belly slides on by the center circle. I'm like, y'all are brave. Like that was coming down cold too. It was cold rain.
Yeah. I one feel bad for the fans that did show up, only because of the rain factor. The amount of fans that showed up was excellent. I loved
Hmm.
it.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
I what was unfortunate was the weather. That was the only thing because the atmosphere was there. In fact, it was even better in fact, in my opinion, the atmosphere on Thursday was better than Friday's.
Oh, 100%. I definitely do agree. Like we had a lot of support in the south. The whole upper deck was pretty much it was pretty full. Like I said, the Leon brought a lot of fans in that corner right there, so I was loving the vibe that they brought.
Yeah. And so um we were tracking that storm from when they called the delay, which about 8:15, and it was just constant. No, it's constant lightning, constant. I mean, everything. There was
Hmm.
no stopping. Um, and so after that first cell went through, the first cell finally stopped at what I think it was like 9:45-ish, closer to 10. The teams kept having meetings saying, "Hey, look, this is about when we could start. What do you guys think
Yeah.
of this?" And I'll tell you back there, it was a lot of negotiating. It was, "Hey, how much warm up do you need?" No, actually, we want more warm up. So your team's gonna have to go out with us. We want to start at this time. The league's like, no, we want you to start at this time. And so there's like a lot going on back there, and that's probably the extent of what I can tell. But that was just a lot of negotiating of when the game could play, and it was just a lot of going back and forth between Leagues Cup and the team administrators. But um,
But while this is all happening and you're having a little figuring out what's going on,
yeah,
I'm up.
well, first off, I mean, my stuff was already stressful, but now you have your stress.
Yeah, so I'm up there, up in the press box like I am every game, and instead of being out there outside, we go inside because we don't want to get poured with rain. And the ceiling is getting heavy with rain, and we just see it just getting deeper, just getting falling. And a few of us were like, "That's gonna fall in the next couple of minutes." 2 minutes later, ceiling just collapses, and then out of nowhere falls a baby raccoon.
Baby raccoon falls through a hole in the ceiling.
Yeah, and then immediately, right as the raccoon falls down, where does it go? To the popcorn machine.
It was hungry. It was hungry. No, no, I want you to tell me what you did because I saw a lot of videos, but what did you do?
So, if you guys haven't seen already, you guys have seen many people's videos from Caleb to everybody's videos. I see something fall to the ceiling. I thought it was a rat. I thought it was a rat falling from the ceiling. I immediately book it over to the wall in the corner.
You ran.
Yeah, terrified.
All right. So now we know Marcos is afraid of big rats,
falling
especially
from
raccoon rats
falling from ceilings.
falling from the ceilings. Poor raccoon. Then the raccoon was let out of the media room into the concourse where
So,
after
somebody did catch him, and he was released into the river by the stadium. So don't worry, he was caught.
so after the raccoon incident, after the first cell goes through, I'm telling you, back there, we thought we were gonna play anywhere between 10 and 11 p.m.
Hmm.
Push comes to shove, negotiations happen. While those negotiations are happening, a second cell comes through, and it is just the same amount of rain, the same amount of lightning. We were not playing that night.
Yeah. It was so much lightning. As I was when I was driving home, it was just lighting up the sky so much, and it looked more like fireworks than anything. It was intense.
So, without boring you guys anymore, the game that was supposed to happen on Friday that got moved to Thursday went back to Friday.
Yeah. So from going to Friday to Thursday, no, it ends in Friday.
But with a couple of things. One, a change of time, 7 p.m. That's the earliest we've kicked off.
Yeah,
Two, no national TV. We lost
not
all
cool.
national TV because we had to move the day.
Nope, don't like that. Don't like that.
They already had their programming for Friday, so I mean, it happens. But now let's get into this Leon game
So,
because there's a
so
lot to
obvi-
go down.
so obviously, game was supposed to be Thursday. Prior to the weather delay and all that, lineups were released, so they couldn't make any changes prior to Friday's game. So our lineup going into Friday's game was pretty solid. Besides the fact that we had no Justin Glad, we had Marcelo Silva and Vera, and then we had Brody, who was back from concussion protocol.
Okay. So with the same lineup that we had for Thursday, let's go through this little by little. Let's start with the first half. What do you think of
Yeah,
that? Let's start off with the beginning of the game. Um, okay. Beginning of the game, the first couple of minutes, I think RSL did fine. They did.
yeah,
In fact, I think at one point, I had oh yeah, Pablo Ruiz had a wicked shot on goal.
he did. It was like that top of the box, about a little over 20 yards out. Had it
And
was
the
solid.
keeper had to punch it away because
Hmm.
he couldn't see the ball very well because it was at 7 p.m. the kickoff. The sun was poking right through one of the gaps in the roof, right at the
Hmm.
keeper, and that's what he was complaining about. You can see it on video, and obviously if you're in the stadium, he was just doing this. He's like couldn't see. So
And I think because in the first half we only had one shot on target, I think that was our only shot on target, if I'm correct.
um yeah, I'm gonna agree with you because I don't see a shot on target per se. I do
Yeah,
see shots, total shots, but
yeah.
that happened like the fourth minute, and I was
Hmm.
like, okay, we're on it. This is good for us. This is good for us.
But then after that, it just seemed like Leon was just very consistent in their passes. They were just all together, and we seemed very lost. Not there.
Yeah, I don't know if lost is the word. I mean, maybe other people will agree with it. I didn't feel like we were lost. I just felt like we were out of sync
Hmm.
because passes weren't being completed. Even though if you look at our stats, our pass completion was above 80%, but it
Oh
just
yeah,
seemed
like
like that first half there just wasn't the chemistry, the jiving that we're used to seeing when we've dominated games. So it's
yeah,
like
yeah, like
we completed passes, but we didn't move forward.
yeah, like if you look at the possession in the first half and second half, we had 51-49 for both halves, but obviously they had 51, but it wasn't too one-sided at all.
Right. But everyone, I'm pretty sure if you know soccer, you could just feel it. We weren't jiving.
Yeah.
And so after that Pablo Ruiz shot, that's when things started breaking down. Um, we see a giveaway in our half that eventually leads to the goal. They
Yeah.
steal the ball, wrap it around to their left side, which be our right side. Um, and from that wing they make a ground pass into the middle towards
Mar-
Vera
yeah.
towards Vera where one of their guys was running through. Their guy lets it go, but Vera blocking because he was hoping to like block it out happens to block it into the running path of the Leon guy that just passed him. He made a great wall pass. And then the Leon guy easy slots it home near
Just
post.
easy. We talked about Silva and then Vera starting this match. Do you think it would have been a little bit different if we saw Vera and Glad? Because we've seen so well how many times this season when Vera and Glad play together.
Here's my thing, and I might get criticized. I'm hoping I get criticized. Let's bring an open debate. Glad has more own goals than any of the center defenders.
He's at what, two, three, two?
Um, the other guys don't have any, I don't think. So then the question begs, would we have been more secure with Glad or not? I don't know. I think Silva, Glad, Vera are all on the same level for me. With
Interesting.
maybe Silva just a little bit below. So yes, a Glad Vera would have been ideal, but having Silva Vera doesn't bother me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just a thought to always think about when it comes to our backline, because we are deep, but with Marcelo's kind of age and numbers, it's kind of dwindling.
Right. So I mean, what happened on that play is it's stuff that happens with the
Yeah.
defender. I mean, he goes to try to to block it, to clear it, to defend it, whatever, and it just deflects back to their forward. I mean, again, repeat. Glad has scored two own goals where it's ricocheted off of him without any fault of his own. So
Yeah.
this one, that goal, I'm not gonna chalk up to a Vera mistake. I'm gonna chalk it up to a ricocheted ball that literally it couldn't have hit Vera in a more perfect angle on his foot to put it towards
That
our goal.
it was an unfortunate bounce, deflection, whatever you want to call it. And and that and it just didn't go our way in the first half. Leon just seemed very in sync with their passes. We just couldn't get anything going. No real good chances. And Leon, they were just all over the board because right after that goal, they had a couple good chances that were pretty close to the back of the
Yeah,
net.
yeah. So it Leon got a lot of momentum from that goal, and we got shaken up. It was a shake up
Mhm.
for us
Yeah,
because
and it didn't help because the game was supposed to be yesterday, but then Thursday, and then it got moved to Friday. There was still a lot of Leon fans on Friday, which didn't help because we're obviously playing at the Riot. It just felt like an away match for us. The Leon fans were so loud, kind of louder than our South supporters. So
yeah. Um, that first half really shook us. In fact, the whole first half, you saw Vera struggling. You
mhm,
saw it was a struggle to connect passes, to get in sync, to move forward. Um, I mean, you have the stats in front of you. Our total shots are three total
yeah,
shots in the first half. Our passes are and the possession, like you said, was the same amount as them roughly.
yeah,
You could say that was equal. In fact, we heard some kind of call outs saying that the referee was biased to the Mexican team. If people will do their homework, which I know most keyboard warriors don't, the referee was Costa Rican. He has no ties to Mexico.
yeah,
In fact,
I
he's a huge Saborio fan. He's a
yeah,
huge because I got to talk to him. He's a huge Saborio fan, and
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
and so people were saying that the referee was leaning towards Leon that first half.
No,
Give me the foul
I
count
yeah. The foul count. Let me pull it up here. It
in
was
the first half.
fouls committed were 8 for Leon and 3 for us.
We committed three fouls in the first
Yeah.
half.
Overall, in that first half, I found that ref was very fair. No one sided at all. No.
Like I think this is I'm not going to mention the ref anymore after this. The referee was probably the most fair we have seen in a well, not in a long time. The most fair we've seen.
Yeah. We can't be homers when it comes to hating the refs. We can't be doing the ref you suck chants because that's very classless. So
Yeah, knock it off.
yeah.
So
Not
so but because of this, I think we were trying to put the blame somewhere else, where the blame was actually we were not connecting, we were not in sync that first half. Whatever it was, the world, whatever you want to call it, the aura, the spirit of football was just not with us. Um, and so first half, I'm going to chalk it up to a let's just erase it.
but I don't know what Pablo gave the guys at the halftime locker room, whether it was like a speech on soccer psychology, whether he's telling them goals change games, whatever they ate in the
No,
orange.
it was Baby Raccoon visited the locker room.
That also true, and it was also probably whatever was in the orange juice or the Capri Sun at halftime too.
Yeah. Second half, we came out balling.
We came out balling, and I appreciate it. Like I said, Pablo must have said something in the locker room and said, you guys aren't jiving, you guys aren't really connecting your passes, you guys aren't really finishing chances," and that's what was the main change in that second half.
Actually, I'm gonna change what you say. I do this. I do this a lot. So if you don't like it, just let me know. But I'm gonna change it a little bit what you said. I don't think Pablo would have been negative. I think he would have said, "You guys are making passes. You're doing your best. You're hustling. Keep it up. Let's just be sharper."
For sure, for sure.
Because
Yeah.
we know Pablo's like this weird positive guy. Like he has a positive spin on the most negative situation. But it's needed. And whatever he said at halftime obviously changed the entire game, starting from the very beginning.
Yeah, yeah. Like if we fast forward to 69th minute for that first goal by Musovski, great, brilliant chance for him to just finish that, and that was a lethal finish.
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit before because we had a fury like like we always do somehow between the 50th and 60th minute where we just
Hmm.
launch. We are just launching shots after shot. Sava had a shot off the post. You remember
That's
that?
right. I forgot about that one.
Yeah. So we had shot after shot after shot. Um, I think at that point, those 10 minutes, those are those are our golden 10 minutes. Literally, if you look back at every single game, 50th to 60th minute, we are fire. I want to take a stat. I want to figure out if we can pull out a stat. How many shots we've taken between the 50th and 60th minute this season compared to any other 10-minute increment.
I,
Because
I, I would like
I
that would be something I would want to see as well, because we've taken a lot of shots and goals during that time. So that's something. Here, that's your assignment. Do your homework.
you think I have access to all that kind of stuff? But I'm dead serious. If those who have been observant will agree that at least the first 15 minutes after halftime have been our golden time, and that's how we put back Leon defensively.
No, no, but like you mentioned, during that time, hitting the post twice by Musovski, by Sava, that was frustrating. Not gonna lie, I was like, what else do we need to do? Because we're getting these chances, nothing's going in. So I was like, when are we gonna tie this up?
I got a popcorn kernel stuck in my throat. Shoot. Um, you're gonna need to talk about those goals real quick. That's what you get for eating popcorn right before. So the lead up, we hit the post. We are on a fury, and then Musovski scores what looks like for me it was a tap in because it was a cross from Sava, headed by Chicho. I don't know where the header was going, but luckily Musovski was doing what a number nine should be doing, is following up on a goal, and just sticks his foot right there. I
Yeah,
mean, thank
it
heavens
was
for Moose.
just a simple tap in. So he was right place, right time.
But it was a good reward for the fury that we went through. But right right
Two
after
two
that,
2 minutes after that,
2 minutes
literally.
after that, Andrew Brody puts on Pablo Ruiz's jersey and says, "Hey, look, I'm Pablo Ruiz," and lays a nice ball right in front of Moose while he's running,
That
bro.
was that was a dime. That was just like whoop, and just finds him in his stride, and people are still celebrating the first goal, and then Musovski with the brace.
Like, it, I'm going to ask you, did you expect Musovski to score in this game? Tell me your honest opinion.
No.
I wasn't expecting Musovski to score. I was expecting him to maybe pair up, maybe create
Yeah,
space, but
yeah, like maybe have like maybe an assist, have or something like that. But no, I did not have him on my bingo card of scoring 2 goals.
no, no, and the fact that it was turned around in 2 minutes. So we go the whole 45 minutes first half not doing jack. We come out first 15 minutes just swarming like angry hornets.
We are balls to the wall. Be like, you took my lunch money. Give me freaking goals, and hitting post twice, scoring 2 goals in 2 minutes.
I
It's just
mean,
like
It
And what's
was
funny is if you remember, I think it was right after the Musovski first goal. We had like two subs that were supposed to come in, and I think one of them was supposed to be for Musovski.
yes. So we had Julio, Anderson Julio, and who else came
He,
out at the
he,
same time?
Hidalgo.
And Hidalgo were supposed to come in. They were lined up to come in um
Hmm.
right before the first goal.
Yeah, yeah. And then
And
that's kind of when they kind of held off. They're like, oh, he just scored one goal. They're like, we'll let him play a little bit longer.
well, and not only that, they let him play for like another 8 or 9 minutes. They held off
Yeah.
so long on those subs because of that second goal. Because if that
Hmm.
second goal didn't come at the time that it did, they were gonna sub the next 2 or 3 minutes after that.
Yeah.
But
And
goal
and
happens.
who knows if either Julio or even Hidalgo can help get a goal.
I mean, that was the thought to put Julio in, paired up with Chicho, because Julio has the speed, Chicho has
The finish.
the finish, the knowledge of how to run, how to make a good run and get open. So the subs didn't surprise me. I think
No.
I think Hidalgo did surprise me because he came in for Luna.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that they put in Hidalgo and Anelli in at the same time together, along with Brody.
But I think it's the same thing as Oviedo and Brody kind of thing,
Yeah,
where
that's true.
where Oviedo can play a left wing as well, which is
That,
weird, but it works.
yeah, it works. Kind of he's a little Swiss Army knife. But right after we have both those substitutions of Julio and Bodie, we get 81st minute, and we get a beautiful corner kick by Pablo, and then keeper kind of he little fumbles with the ball there, and then it's Chicho time. Chicho with another tap in and makes it three.
Yeah, so it was a corner. We get a shot on goal from that corner, and that
Yeah,
shot where the keeper dives down to his left, it happened to like hit the post or he blocked it, but Chicho was right on top of him to
yeah. It
just
looked it it looked as if he went to jump on it to just get on it, but he didn't have enough time, and then Chicho just tapped it right in.
I'm gonna have to rewatch the replay. But either way, it was a Chicho tap it.
A goal's a goal.
A goal's a goal. So we turned around from losing 1-0 at halftime. We score three unanswered goals. Um,
It's
what does this
a tale of two halves.
literally again? I mean, it's not like we do this every game, but we've had games where it's been a tale of two halves. But
But
what does this tell you about this
this
team?
yeah, this team does not quit. Like they're like the Goonies. Goonies never say die. So
I do me funny. I can't remember that part in the movie.
okay, that's also your other homework to watch the Goonies. So
All I can remember is, "Hey, you guys,"
or the Truffle Shuffle.
the truffle shuffle.
I think nobody wants to see that.
No, no one wants to say that.
No, no, but like I was saying, like this team really, they haven't given up, especially on the road. Coming down 1-0 at halftime, completely turning the flipping the switch, scoring three.
Turning the book. How the turntables.
No, scoring three goals in the second half is very very impressive. Something that did catch my attention that I was kind of confused about. We didn't see Justin Glad. He wasn't warming up at all. Same with Krylak. Both of them were sitting on the bench the entire time, not warming up. So something to to wonder: are they going to get playing time for tomorrow, or what?
Well, I don't want to preview anything yet, but I'm waiting for a Krylock karate kick.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
So, um, 3-1 victory. That moves us on to the next round. Next round is as we stand today, this day of recording, which would be tomorrow. Tomorrow we are playing against LAFC, but that would be today if you're watching this. Um,
in the round of 16.
We're in the round of 16. Um,
Because when you're 16, I was singing some Taylor Swift.
the heck? Um, you totally threw me off. I was going to ask you a really good question. Now you threw me off. Oh, there we go. Now I remember. Shoot. Um, did you expect this team to make it to the round of 16?
Well, if we're going off my bracket or if we're going realistically,
Let's talk realistically because you're losing in the brackets. I'm winning, so I don't trust your bracket.
no. I would say yes to make it to the Sweet 16. So yeah, just
Okay.
because we looked prior to the League's Cup how well they were doing. Um, I knew that they were going to get second. So of course, getting past a good Monterey team always difficult. So I was like, round of 16. That seems like a good good spot for them.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I
Were you're about the same?
yeah. I mean, with how good we've been doing for the past 2.5 months, I think I don't want to say it was expected, but I'm gonna say it like this: it was a sigh of relief that we got to this point because I was worried that we were gonna get upset.
I think at this point, since you've already made it to the round of 16, it's like don't stop now. It's like if you are to get lose, you got to wait like 2 weeks until you go back to the regular season.
Though, again, as we speak, Houston just lost, which is our next U.S. Open Cup
and
opponent.
and also LA Galaxy are out, who RSL plays to go back to the regular season.
So we have teams that are coming up on our schedule that are now going to get a lot of rest. Now,
And
question is,
also, there's only two. If we're going to U.S. Open Cup, there's only two teams from the U.S. Open Cup that are still in it.
oh, that's true because Cincinnati got out. But
Mm-hmm.
now the question is, and we're going to transition now to pre game. Um,
There's a pre of a
is
pre.
there's a pre of a pre? Um, is it good to have this much rest, or is it better to keep playing games in order to stay in game form? What would you prefer?
Are you referring to the Leagues Cup?
I'm referring to RSL right now. If we keep winning, if we keep doing well, do you prefer them to fall out and have rest, or do you prefer them to keep competing at the highest level and then keep going into the season and U.S. Open Cup semis?
Yeah, just keep going. There's no reason to stop this momentum because you're literally 4 wins. Because even if you get top three, you still go to qualify for Champions League. So I'm like, even if you don't make it into the championship game, even if the third place game, you still have a shot. So there's no reason to slow down now.
So now the question is, because I didn't do my research, do the finalists of the U.S. Open Cup go to CONCACAF Champions League as well?
The winner, so whoever wins overall of the Leagues Cup, they automatically qualify for the knockout. So round of 16.
I'm talking U.S. Open Cup.
Oh, US Open. Yes,
So many tournaments.
so many tournaments. So yes, winner of Open Cup qualifies for Champions League, and then top three of Leagues Cup qualify for Champions League.
So the second place of U.S. Open Cup does not qualify.
They do not know.
Okay, so
So
our
so
goal is top three or champion.
so if RSL were to win, let's say one tournament, but then get runner up or another one, they obviously choose the runner up so that people are not getting both.
Hmm. Well, um, we just need to get to CONCACAF Champions League.
Absolutely.
Period.
It
Period.
it's been 7 years. Did you know that?
Wow.
It has been 7 years.
What, 2016?
Yeah, 2016 was the last time we were in CONCACAF Champions League.
Shoot, that's a
Yeah,
long time.
so that's why we are overdue.
Well, let's get into this LAFC game. Um,
Should we? I think we should.
there's there's a some things that might be in our favor.
Ooh, ooh.
You tweeted out today.
It's gonna be a little spicy. So, if in case you guys did not see, I dropped it on the Twitter, I guess X, but X. But LAFC will be without Carlos Vela tomorrow because in the Juarez game, he kind of picked up a leg injury. What was it? His
It look
calf?
it look not a cap. I think. Well, let's just say leg because I don't want to
Well, I'm not,
speculate.
I'm no doctor.
But I will say this: what you tweeted out was um his it is not probable. So it's not like he's 100% out,
So
but it's definitely not 100% not starting.
yeah, so most likely he could come off the bench. He could be in the 18, but that is good sign for RSL because, like I mentioned to Alan prior to this show, if you look at LAFC's top goal scorers, you have Bowanga. Everybody's familiar with Bowanga at 12 goals. Then you have Vela at 8 goals. But who do they have after that? Because if Vela is not playing in tomorrow's game, you literally have Bowanga, and then you have a Biuk, Timothy Tillman, who's been pretty decent, but he's only at 2 goals.
Oh, but
He's
but
only
but for what I'm hearing from the LAFC forums as well, is that Tillman is also out.
Yeah, so literally they only have Bawanga and Biuk.
Well, and
So
and not only that, Carlos Vela was the leader in assists
yeah, that's
as
another
well.
thing I was gonna, and then um Jose Cifuentes, if you remember, he's no longer with LAFC anymore. He's on Rangers. And then Apoku, he's no longer with LAFC anymore either. He's with Montreal.
But there's also the other side of this. Apparently, LAFC signed 3 players this past week
They
that
did.
some saying that one, two, or no, one or two of them could make their debut.
Yeah.
Could. And
Yeah.
I don't know how they play.
I haven't done my research on either of them, so I can't say. I don't want to speculate. So
But
well,
LAFC is saying that they are very good, which any team's gonna say their pickups are good, but
yeah.
um they're saying that these guys have LAFC level talent.
Yeah. Yeah. So besides Bowanga, because we've seen what Bowanga did last game against Juarez, scoring a hat trick, which was very impressive. What other players kind of should we keep an eye out for in this matchup?
Um, that's a great question. Like, definitely Sanchez,
Yeah,
Ilya Sanchez,
he's kind of a good player on their midfield.
Kellen Acosta.
Kellen Acosta. I was gonna mention Aaron Long. He has been a very good center back this season for LAFC.
You want me to be anti U.S. national team now? Aaron Long. We with but let's talk about our other side that's related to LAFC. We have Chicho and Moose
That's true.
who know the defense.
Yeah, so of course this is the reunion game, the revenge game actually for Chicho. He will begin his MLS Cup ring tomorrow night, so kudos to him. So like you said, this will he's both Moose and Chicho are very familiar with the offense. So
No, the defense.
the defense
They're
actually
familiar with the defense.
they're the defense. So friggin' Steve Cherundolo, they're gonna have to do their homework. They're gonna have to figure out what to do to stop those two players because they know a lot.
Um, so my hope is that Moose and Chicho have talked to our midfield and let them know where to put the ball, where's the weak side of this defense, because um, LAFC's last game. Oops.
They're they're LAFC's last. While you're looking that up, LAFC's last home loss was June 24th against Vancouver Whitecaps.
Mhm. Um, this last game that they played against Juarez,
Mm-hmm.
yes, they had a lot of offensive power, but like you said, Aaron Long is one of their center backs, but also Chiellini.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I'm thinking Chiellini, let's be honest here, not that great.
He's very slow
Old. He's very old
and slow. Yeah.
and slow and old and slow. Did I mention he was old?
I,
Um,
I I feel pretty confident with the likes of having Sava, with Luna, with Chicho, with Moose, all four of those, they're going to be able to dribble circles around their defense.
But here's the but, and this is where I get worried. Hollingshead. He may be older, 32 years old, but the guy can play some defense. And if you're looking at our lineup, that was the same side as where Sebastian Salcedo was, and that's where Luna is going to be. Speed is not going to be our friend on that side.
No.
Um, so for
Would,
me,
would, would you do a switch? Would you switch Sava to that side?
no, no, because the other side, the guy is faster. Palacios.
Oh, Palacios, yeah.
Palacios is a lot faster. So um, I wouldn't switch sides, but I would definitely tell Luna to get the ball off his foot faster because
Yeah,
Luna can move fast in small spaces. No, don't send him a through ball. Don't have him dribble and run with the ball. Get get the ball off your foot and make some quick passes, especially through passes behind Chiellini's back.
for sure.
If you get a pass behind Chiellini's back, old, slow. um,
For sure.
he's
For
not gonna
sure.
be able to turn. And Chicho is his timing is like
It's on point. It's on point. I think that this game we saw in the Leon game, this is a game where we need Vera and Glad to be starting, to be in sync with on their defense, to be communicating one with another. And I want to see Kryla coming off the bench as well because he didn't get any playing time in the last match.
I wouldn't mind Krylak coming in after the 80th minute.
Yeah,
Um,
like
I
I
bring him in for Chicho when Chicho is
th-
done.
this is the kind of match when you're going against a very good LAFC team where I want to see the best of our best players play 80 plus minutes because we don't know if this game could go possibly to penalty kicks because I want our best of our best penalty kickers if that does come down to it.
I mean, it's true. It's true. I mean, we don't know how it's going to go down, but
Because I don't want to be seeing like a Loflison or a Bodie Hidalgo saving the day on a penalty kicks. No,
um, but do you know where also my worry is not up front, not our back line or their front line because of Buanga is the only one, but my worry is our midfield. It's going to be a Ilya Sanchez Acosta
and
versus
and
well,
Bob.
I'm not going to count him for right now, but it's going to be Sanchez and Acosta versus Ojeda and Ruiz.
Mm-hmm.
That those two, the four of them, that head to head is probably the biggest head to head on this field because
That's
our
gonna be
midfield is good, their midfield is good.
that's gonna be a very very good matchup. The one to keep an eye out for tomorrow night.
In fact, I think I think we might just want to like throw that out as an opinion. I want to see which midfielder people think is best because Ilya Sanchez, people people may not know him if they just looking at a sheet like this, but those who have been following LAFC or following the MLS know that this guy is good.
He started off in Barcelona.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
good. Um,
the
and
like yes, he only has 1 goal, 1 assist on the season, but he's still a
his
good player.
his impact. I mean, you could talk about the same thing with Ojeda. Ojeda doesn't have that
Yeah,
many stats as well, but we all see it. Um, and you can also talk about it's the youth versus the oldies. You have Sanchez and Acosta, 32 and 28 years old, and then we have our midfield. Um, I already lost their ages. Ojeda is like 22.
hmm
Pablo is like 21 or something like that, or 24. No, he's 24. He's older. I know he is. Um,
we have Ojeda's 23, Sava is 26, and then Luna, of course, is 19.
but
20 in 20, 20 in a few weeks.
Ruiz, I said
Ruiz is 25,
four.
24,
You
24,
see, so we have a 23, 24-year-old center midfielders. They have a 28 and 32-year-old.
30.
So
So it's the age versus the young guys.
yeah, it's the older versus the youngers, and I think honestly that head-to-head matchup is what's going to be the most dangerous out of any other matchup on this field.
100%.
Whoever can win that battle wins this game.
I I am so excited. I said it from when the knockout came out. Out of all the matchups, this one I had circled on my calendar. This one is going to be the battle of who can go the furthest and who can possibly lift the trophy.
Also, the other one, Tigres and Monterrey, but we'll focus
Yeah,
on our team.
yeah, yeah,
But
absolutely.
but but like what you're saying, I mean, now we're gonna a quick commentary about all of League's Cup real quick. Um, our side of the bracket, the last
So
four, was it the last four teams? What are we at now?
yeah, yeah. So of the top section, you're
Yeah,
right.
of the top section,
So
let's be real here.
winner of us plays the winner of Tigres Monterrey. So winner, whoever wins between us and LAFC, they host.
That's also true. But you were telling me before we started here that our side of the bracket, that's where the winner is coming from. We're
Oh,
just too
100%.
we're too strong of that side of the bracket
Oh
to
yeah,
not have a winner.
you can't prove me. You can't tell me anybody else it has a chance to be any of those four other teams.
But I mean, here we go. Bonus round. Um, you can't tell me that Messi and Inter Miami are not contenders.
Contenders, yes, but do I see them winning it all? No,
Well,
because
now,
you saw how like without Messi, if you were to take him out, that team would have struggled bad.
yes, yes, but because because Messi equals trophy. But you I mean, here's the only reason why I think this. Because we just said that our upper part of the bracket is where all the strong teams are, which means the opposite is true. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, Inter
you
Miami now has to play against Charlotte. I think Messi's getting a hat trick.
yeah, literally on like on the side of the bracket that Miami's at, they have one Mexican team, and then on the other half, there's four Mexican teams. So it's like so it's kind
I'm,
of
I mean, I'm just saying, Messi has to play against Charlotte this next
yeah.
game. I mean,
Yeah,
easily he's gonna have another two goals.
yeah. This isn't fair. This is rec league.
um,
This is like you playing against me.
nah, I'm old now. I'm old and fat. I can't run that
Yeah.
much. But with all this said, you know what time it is?
I do know what time it is, my friend. It is prediction time. Oh, you're doing shoulder dance. I like it.
I I can't not do the shoulder dance. It's thanks to I missed it. This guy.
You think that okay?
Okay,
I'll.
my turn. My turn first. No, no,
You,
no, no. My turn.
you
Ah,
scared that I was gonna take you scared I was gonna take your pick, weren't you?
yes. So I'm still a little nervous with this game. Even
As you
though
should be.
they don't have a Villa, most likely they most likely don't have a Tillman. Their backline could change. It could stay with Aaron Long and Chiellini in the middle. But through all this, the second half against Leon showed some grit and showed what we are capable of. So I'm gonna go with I think the same thing as I guess last game. I'm gonna go with a 2-1 victory. But again, the battle is has to be won in the midfield. If the battle's not won in the midfield, my prediction is
Well, once again, the other person takes the other person's prediction. Hate you for that. So this is the revenge game for Moose and Chicho, and I just like the way things ended in the last game, second half. I just like the vibe, good passing, good finishing. So this one is going to be a tough fight. Of course, they're without Tillman, without Vela possibly, but Bawanga is kind of a one man show, and he's kind of you can't lose him. So this one is going to come down to it's going to be a 2-2 finish. It's going to go to PKs. RSL wins in PKs.
what?
Yeah, yeah.
Bonus prediction. What round are they gonna win in penalty kicks?
Oh, I'm going
Just the
I'm
five,
going
or you gotta go extra?
I'm going 4-3 in penalties.
4-3. Ooh. Well, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate. I don't want to be the guy that misses that kick.
I don't want to be the person that I don't want to be going to penalties at all tomorrow. So let's hope it does not happen.
Yeah.
No, no penalties. So catch the game 8:30 tomorrow night. It's gonna be a late one,
Or
but we
tonight.
win or tonight. If you're catching this on
You're most like
Tuesday,
you're catching this on Tuesday because this ain't gonna release until after midnight.
no, but we win. We're either hosting Friday or Saturday. So stay tuned, and then it's getting exciting. This is exciting times for the League's Cup.
This is really exciting. So, stay tuned. And the only way to stay tuned is if you're following us, right, Marcos?
Absolutely. Catch us on X, Instagram, Threads, and all at the RSL Bros. You're watching this, subscribe to the channel as well.
And you always forget Spotify.
Oh, and Spotify. If you do not want to see our faces, catch us at the gym. Listen to us, catch us while you're running errands. All at on the go with your headphones in, doing a run.
By the
But
way, I gotta tell you, your hair looks nice.
oh, it really does. So
Oh, it really does. I do. Anyways, with that,
Ka-chow!
ciao ciao.